I don't know everybody in that picture. But whatever he said is getting done is getting done.
It's getting done.
These niggas about to do this shit.
They about to do this shit.
Them niggas serious as hell.
So Zoron has to come fix some shit.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that? Some people were losing their mind because Zoran said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have to ramp up the campaign funding again."
Bro, I saw that
It's like-
everywhere.
Okay, so would you want this nigga to be funded by AIPAC then?
I was gonna say, so
The people are funding him, so he has
And
to
then
attend
even-
to the people, not the donors.
Exactly, and then even then, like people was talking about, well, we donated to the campaign, all that money. If you do your research, if you actually look, the nigga can't even use the shit.
I was gonna say, so basically what happened was, so Zoran won in New York, as we seen the other day, and he took a step that I haven't seen from a politician yet, which is he's transitioning into becoming the mayor. So he got a transition team, and he's like crowdfunding to fund the transition team. And basically, the process of like interviewing people, seeing who's gonna work in the administration, producing all the shit, keeping people staff paid and everything.
Yep. The way
And
he's doing it isn't normal.
The way it's usually done is that it's funded by some private niggas that you don't have any idea of. So then you pop out and be like, "Oh, fucking Harold Ford is in the department." Harold Ford is
What's
Ford
that
is
one-
running
the
the
one
fucking
AI
Department of
plays?
Motor Vehicles. Yeah, that's how that happens.
Yeah, Plantier.
Player of
Fucking
hell.
Elon Musk is having fucking government contracts and shit while also cutting the shit. That's what we call it, conflict of interest. So a lot of these niggas get funded from private companies who donated to the campaign anyway. So they want to put they niggas on the board so that that's what happens. He's crowdfunding and doing it publicly because his constituents are the public. So
Very
he wants
smart.
everyone to know in advance who's in the administration
And
why they picked them, all types of shit.
that's personal responsibility as well.
And that
Yes.
also like gives the people a sense of power too, because
Yes.
like,
So now
bro,
you're following
We're
along with it.
you're
giving
on our
you
dollar
money.
At this point, you're
Exactly.
like, this is the thing about, like we were saying about CPD. You are a public servant.
Yes.
You are serving the public. Realistically, if we're giving you the money, that means you're working for us.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is why at
That's
the
how
very
it
minimum,
should be.
And
Yeah.
not only that, it gives people more incentive to just be involved in politics.
They were talking-
because you
and that their
understand.
dollar could actually change some shit.
there was a lot
versus
of
to give
talk.
you $1 to Walmart every goddamn year, Black Friday.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about I remember you said in a video where you had compared Zoran's campaign to Obama's, and one of the things that I saw people also compare was this step was not a step that was taken for Obama, which is the reason why the coalition didn't stick together as long as it could have, because what Obama did was his energy that he was able to like captivate like around the country, and that hope or whatever brought out a bunch of people, and he ran it through social media. He was one of the first, I think he was the first presidential campaign to like actually have a prominent social media
Yeah,
presence.
social media.
So Obama, like it was a whole trend or whatever on like Facebook and shit back in the day. But except for when he won, you know what the Democratic establishment was at the time.
Yep.
And then when he got in there, those people ended up in his administration, and all that shit ended up just kind of like the way it was, kind of started out middle of the road.
Yeah.
So this not only teaches people shit about like how this shit actually works once you win this election and how we can actually get the shit done, but also you get to scrutinize and analyze the people who we're appointing.
Yeah. And these are stepping stones as well. As
Yeah.
the mayor doing this now he's setting the foundation
For the
maybe a
coalition to
governor
stay
do
apart.
this shit.
I mean,
Maybe a president to do this shit.
and
You know what I'm
you're
saying?
setting
You can show a model that actually works. People
Exactly.
will follow.
Which is
And
funny,
if
I was
a-
gonna
if
say.
if a different mayor in a different state wins, you can question them now. Like, all right, well, hold on.
Yeah, well, Zoran,
You didn't do what Zoran did.
especially
Who the
if
fuck
you-
is fun of you, bro?
Especially if you have a big following. Like that's another thing. Not every mayor is gonna have as big as this nigga Zoran got like 10 million followers now.
Yeah.
So not every mayor is gonna have a humongous following like that. But if you do, and that's the route you want to go, like a cat or some shit.
Yeah.
If that's how you want to go and you want to build your social media following, these are the these are
You
the
can see-
standards
you
that
can
you
see
got
the approach.
So
now.
frustrating.
We setting that line, that
That
baseline.
line, yeah, it was so frustrating to see it because like it's just another case of people don't know what they're talking about. It's
Yeah.
like how are you even like people were talking about he's back
asking
and
for money
he's
again.
begging for more money.
Yeah,
It's like
so
no, he's trying to
That's
serve
that's
y'all.
one of the
Yeah.
things that like is really important about like learning, because I didn't fully like know all that shit, and I was like, oh, this is a really cool thing. So now it even keeping someone like me who's not even from New York engaged with what's happening. So that makes you more like able to make an argument, able to like support when the policy comes to like try to get passed and all that shit. So I wanted to look at the picture first of all. because he pops out afterwards and is like, all right, this is the transition team.
What y'all notice about this transition team?
All women transition
All
team.
woman.
And let me tell you something.
Woman.
I don't know everybody in that picture. But whatever he said is getting done is getting done.
It's getting done.
These niggas about to do this shit.
They about to do this
Them
shit.
niggas serious as hell.
So I
What
was
was
gonna
her
say,
name?
the person who
that's
I
Connor.
was, the person who I was familiar with, the only person I was familiar with before, because I'm not as tapped into New York politics, but the person I was familiar with at first was Lena Khan, who's standing all the way to the right. She was Joe Biden's former chair of the Federal Trade Commission, which basically is the entity that's supposed to get these
Stop these
fucking
niggas.
corporations when they acting crazy. Do y'all remember back when Biden was talking about how the cancel subscription shit, where they made it easier, so it's supposed to only be one button? Because if you, I wish I would have put the video in, but I'll probably just like make a video or show it to y'all in our spare time, because Zoran reposted a video of Lena Khan explaining like the whole thing about how like corporations actually restrict your freedom, because we'll see a bunch of different like cereal boxes on the shelves and be like, we have so much freedom of choice, look at all these different cereal flavors, but they're owned by like 4 companies.
Exactly.
It's gonna be
Four
like
is
Kellogg,
generous for
Kellogg,
cereal. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Four is
Kellogg,
generous.
Kellogg.
General Mills. That's pretty much what it is in different fonts.
Yep.
And what happens is when these companies buy up all of a market and get a monopoly, that means you can only go to one person for the thing,
Yep.
which
But
means
it's
they're at
capitalism,
will.
JJ. You
Which
can
means they're
always
at will to do whatever. No, because then you buy your competition and you kill it that way. So
fuck?
yeah.
I'm gonna start a cereal brand.
If Kellogg and General Mills-
I'm gonna start a cereal brand. You gonna blow that bitch up. Kellogg gonna come to you be like, I ain't gonna lie, we'll give you $100 million for that bitch right now. You go,
And then you become Kellogg.
That's the empire of Kellogg.
And
they
that-
have the bread for
That's
it, my
in their
nigga.
financial
Yeah.
interest to do that. So the only way you can stop that is if you had some entity that was supposed to represent the people to make sure that you allow these niggas to have better selection and other things to make sure you're not completely monopolizing the system, which is what Lena Khan's job was.
Yeah.
And rich people are terrified of her, so it's fun.
They do not like her at all.
They do not like her at all, and that's why it gave me a lot of confidence that at least some shit will get done.
Nigga want free buses, he'll get that free bus.
He
No,
already-
real shit.
I'm about to
When I
say,
saw a full woman, like all women transition team, I'm like, okay, shit's actually gonna
They're
be
getting
something.
that free
He's dead
bus.
serious.
because
That's
you
not
niggas,
bullshit.
Dead serious.
I'm not gonna lie, that is actually the shit. That is actually the way it's supposed to be done. Because you niggas been sitting here toying with the keys for 99,000 years. I'm actually very confident that some shit cool will get done now that I'm seeing a all woman team, because I actually give a fuck about that shit.
Yeah.
On top of that, he appointed Dean Fulihan, who is somebody who's been in New York politics, like running budgets and shit for like 40 years, as his deputy mayor, which is pretty much his like vice.
Oh, that one dude.
Yeah, that one,
I
the
seen that,
older
yeah.
dude,
hard.
and everyone in New York like has hella respect for him because he knows the ins and outs of budgets and shit. And then his chief of staff is El Bisgard Church, who was basically working on his staff back when he was working in New York. She's also a Democratic Socialist, I believe. So like,
Rise of Democratic
if there
Socialists?
ever was a time, this is a step that
It's
we
Avengers,
have. I'm about to say
Hell yeah.
this is a step that we don't really see from a lot of like politicians, especially in our era, because Trump has kind of like bogged down the last 10 years with fucking fascism. So we're actually getting insight into what competent governance can start to look like, and I'm loving the first steps that we're taking. The main thing that I love about it is that people can understand it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the fact that he won this shit and the next day was like, all right, here's how we do this transition thing. You now opened up the door to keep people engaged. And that's how you build the power necessary to do certain shit. I seen Governor Hochul in New York, like still
Bro,
not
she's
being like, yeah,
finna get
no
her
new
dumb
taxes.
ass
none of that.
primary.
What
nigga.
happened?
So what's
Keep
happening?
on
The
fucking
reason
playing,
why
Kathy.
the reason why it's so cool what's happening is because Zoran got elected saying he wants to do XYZ. Probably the most progressive platform that like is even in New York. Niggas say New York's so progressive. Not really. You just got a bunch of Democrats there.
Right.
So he wins, and all these niggas are caught off guard. Like, well, I said we wasn't gonna raise taxes, so Zoran can say what he gonna say, but at the end of the day, he need the governor. But if he has all million people that just voted for him, and now people around the world are paying attention to why the fuck
If we
who's
outside
Your ass gonna get
roadblock,
primary.
she already
We
faced
gonna
a
put a
primary
governor in
challenger
there.
from her left.
If we outside your house with the egg,
I'm not gonna
if
lie.
a million people
we in
out there with the
we in
eggs, you gonna have
Chicago.
to do it.
We're in Chicago. but the nation needs that agenda to pass.
Yeah.
So we all
And
about
we
to be
pushing
watching y'all.
that agenda.
I'm not gonna lie.
Who's our biggest audience? New York.
Right.
So we gonna pay attention. I want to keep updating. But the reason why I wanted to highlight that is to shout out all those people that's gonna be working on the team.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully, y'all do not give up the fight. So far, I've seen really good positive steps. Let's continue. And that's pretty much the only beacon on the hill.
Yeah,
Now we go down.
everything else the fuck died. Thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, subscribe. What is you doing?
What is you doing?
What are you doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not do
Need
shit?
to
Like, hear this shit.
I know you're not subscribed. Click it.
Cool.